What's going on, world? I'm Wesley from Aconnectiontv, the network, and I am here hoping that we can adopt similar connections despite our differences. And the similar connection that I want to adopt with you is this phenomenal series called The Walking Dead. I don't know if y'all can see my eyes are red, bloodshot, cause I just been crying my ass off like a little bitch watching this goddamn freaking episode. I can't freaking stand Andrew Lincoln and Chandler Riggs. They get on my nerves. They get on my nerves because every time there's a cliffhanger in this freaking show, Andrew Lincoln pulls out emotion from, I don't know where he gets it from. He is a phenomenal actor. I don't even know if he's won Emmys or anything before, but his work is phenomenal. I bawled my eyes out when Lori died, and when Chandler, whose name in the freaking show is Carl, when Carl comes out and he sees his father, and he knows that's when Rick sees I can't even talk. When Rick finds out that Lori is dead, the scene between them two, and then when Rick falls over and crying and stuff, I lost my mind then. I'm losing my mind now because, oh my God, if y'all not watching The Walking Dead, we start this episode off with the governor spying on Herschel and Michonne. And last episode, he was pointing a gun at Michonne, and it kind of led you to believe that he was just going to shoot her. But he sneaks Michonne and sucker guns her, hits her in the face with a gun, and Michonne's knocked out. And Herschel's old behind tries to, reflex and grab the gun to protect the both of them, but Herschel's too slow. It's not going to work. Herschel versus the governor, it's not going to work. The governor kidnaps Herschel and Michonne. Then we see a meeting between the governor. Fuck O'Brien! We see a meeting between the governor and his new camp. And he's convincing these people to attack the prison. Now, I know all y'all gonna be like, oh, it's about survival, and oh, the governor is doing what he feels he has to do. I'm not here for the governor. I'm not here for you guys to make excuses for his piss poor, villainous, devilish behavior. Okay? I'm not here for it. So I can care less. He's coercing these people to kill the people in the prison. And he tries to fancy it up and dolls it up and says, well, they destroyed my neighborhood and they killed my daughter. Your daughter was already freaking dead. You destroyed your own neighborhood. Okay? You did. And I know I'm a little bit emotional. That's because it's good writing and good acting. God damn it. And I'm adopting those similar connections every time I freaking watch the show. The camp decides to listen to the governor and go after the prison because they feel that is the only place, that is the safest place nearest to them. Okay? And they are believing in this guy, aka Brian. Lily is off to the side, and Lily hears the governor's plan to take over the prison. And Lily's not happy. She's not. She's tired of moving from place to place. She doesn't want to leave the trailer park. But the governor convinces her or leaves that discussion with her by saying that it is my job to protect you. And at the end of the day, you all are my family. I love you, and you will be alive after all of this is said and done. Then we get to the prison, and Rich finally lets Daryl know what happened to Carol, and Daryl is pissed. Daryl is pissed off because he did not have a hand in the decision making of Rick. And Rick is like, well, what about Tyrese? How do you feel about Tyrese? Daryl's like, I could have handled Tyrese. And I'm thinking to myself, Daryl is right. He definitely could have handled Tyrese. I think about what the decision that Rick had to make. And I don't know. I don't know what decision I would have made. Actually, you know what? Thinking about it, with Rick not wanting to be a leader so bad and not wanting to make these hard decisions, you would think that Rick would not make that decision on his own and would leave it up to the president. But he doesn't. He decides to make... It's like Rick makes decisions when he feels that it's in the best interest of the camp, and he puts his morality hat on and thinks that it's the best, But I don't know, it's like you can't decide to make a decision and then decide not to make a decision. Like, if you're going to be that guy, then be that guy. That's kind of like where I'm at with Rick, because he kind of contradicted himself when he was put to the test to go up against the governor. But anyway, Rick is like, I haven't told Tyrese yet. And Daryl's like, well, let's go tell Tyrese about Carol. Let's see how he reacts. They find Tyrese, and Tyrese is like, guys, I need to show y'all something. And then when they go to see the something that Tyrese has to show Daryl and Rick, it's a rat smeared up, autopsied, okay, and placed on a piece of paper, and just like, it's like art, like a Picasso. So the psychopath that's feeding rats to the zombies and doing these pictures of these like rat arts, if you will, rat paintings, is still in the prison. It's not the governor. The governor wasn't the one feeding the rats to the zombies. There's somebody in this prison that is doing that. Some cuckoo bug that is doing that. And everybody just so happens. I believe it's Lily or Lizzie, whatever the children of the corn child, her name is. I believe it's her. I believe it's her. But we are interrupted by a shot to the prison. A cannon goes off. Boom! And it hits the prison. The governor brings his tank and his camp to my prison. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, what it is, Mug, what it is, we about to go to war. Because you're not taking over my prison. Like, that's what I'm thinking, right? We fast forward to the little girl, the wannabe Carl, and Lily. They're at the trailer park, and Lily is sitting at the bank of the lake, or whatever you want to call it, in a lawn chair, looking to the far side or the other side of the lake. And she sees a zombie walking through the water toward them, or toward her. And she's stunned, she's shocked, because the governor told her that this area is not going to remain safe for too long. The area near the water is not safe. And so it just resonates in her brain what the governor said to her. And so she feels it necessary to grab the pistol that she's holding on to kind of like reassure herself that she's safe because she has this gun. But the water pushes the zombie along. The zombie gets flooded into the water and is pushed down the shore of the lake. But unbeknownst to her, the little daughter of hers is playing in the mud, having a great time making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches out of red dirt. She lifts up a sign, and in my mind, I just knew that was going to happen. I'm like, okay, once she lifts up this sign, something's going to be buried underneath it, and it's going to attack her. And what happened? Something was buried underneath and came out and attacked her. The little daughter dies. And I'm thinking to myself, karma is played all throughout this freaking episode, because the governor is not going to leave the situation happy. His happy-go-lucky life that he was trying to make is done once the zombie chomps into the little girl, and the little girl is dead. We fast back to, we fast forward back to the governor in his new camp against the prison in our camp. My camp, okay? The governor is telling him, and it's kind of like toying with him, like toying with Rick, like, you only have but one choice to make. If you don't want anybody to die, you need to leave the prison. If I make more noise, more zombies will come. You don't want that. It's about to be dark soon. Get your ass out of here and leave. You have to leave the prison because we want the prison. If you don't leave, Herschel and Michonne will be X'd. Rick's like, no, we're not leaving the prison. And Rick tries to befriend the governor. Rick tries, and Rick is like, you feel for Rick because Rick is that good guy. Rick is never going to be evil. Rick is positivity, purity at its best because he will never take the morality hat off. He's like, no, we're not leaving. We could all coexist. We could all live together. Let's get through this together. We've all had to make harsh decisions in life to survive, but we can change. And you know, I start to feel Rick, and I start to listen to what Andrew Lincoln, aka Rick, is saying, and I'm like, wow, we did have to make some harsh decisions in life. I mean, yes, you know, and the governor had the nerve to mention Andrea. The governor had you know, I'm getting mad. We all have the option in life to make a choice. And it's a choice that we're either going to be able to live with or not be able to live with. But whatever choice we make, we have that option to make that choice. And the Rick was speaking so much knowledge and voicing his opinion and empowerment. And it was flowing through the people, especially the rent-a-cop. It was flowing through everybody in the old camp, and even flowing through Brian. And it kind of like hit him, like all the terrible, evil shit that he has done. He himself cannot convert. He himself cannot repent. He himself has been far gone, far lost in this world of chaos and survival, that he feels that he cannot turn a new leaf. He can't. He's lied to this new camp. He's killed Martinez. He's killed Pete. He just can't turn back. So he freaking kills Herschel. And I think to myself, what the like, a part of me is gone. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I didn't really care too much for Herschel until his speech. And I finally watched a full episode of Talking Dead. And his speech, when he was like, when we leave out of here, we're making a choice. If we do, whatever he was saying, I'm feeling it, right? So Herschel is my road dog. And then after, you know, putting his life before others and deciding to help everybody out and the ward, if you will, you know, my heart adopting some of the connections with Herschel. You know what I'm saying? When that katana went through Herschel's neck, I'm like, what the fuck? And then Andrew Lincoln put on his Emmy acting skills and yelled, no! And started bucking. And then the look of Maggie and Beth's face when they see their father die. And then Michonne, the look on her face. These are some phenomenal actors and actresses in The Walking Dead. Rick starts bucking. The whole prison starts bucking. The governor in his camp starts bucking. Michonne rolls, cartwheels out the way. She gets to the side. Herschel is trying to... Herschel is trying to leave and crawl away with a piece of his neck gone. And then the governor pins him down and chops his head off. Rick ends up getting shot in the leg, and he makes his way behind the bus. A lot is happening. It's war, right? Lizzie and her sister, the two girls, and a couple of other kids have Kick-Ass, the baby Judith, and they're carrying her away. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, they really left the baby with the kids. I'm like, wow, like this is crazy. The bus is filling up with the people. Daryl, Maggie, Beth, Carl, they're bucking. They're defending their home. And it's just a lot, and it's crazy, you know. I'm putting on my acting right now, you know. I'm trying to get the waterworks to come out. Anyways, it was crazy because Daryl was fighting, everybody was fighting, and then all of a sudden zombies come after Daryl, and it made it seem like Daryl was about to die. And I'm like, y'all killing too many people off. And then when the tank comes through and the governor comes through, he doesn't see Rick. Rick bombs him. Bah! And I'm like, all right, they're about to go at it. Kill his ass, kill his ass. And then, you know, they fighting, bang, bang, bang. And then all of a sudden, chaos is crazy because Maggie and Beth go to the bus. Then they like, no, I have to go get the Asian dude. I can't remember his name. Let me look it up. The Asian, Glenn. I have to get Glenn. And then, you know, she Maggie's like, Beth, we all have responsibilities. Go, let's do this. And so Maggie goes get her man Glenn. And you know, Glenn is sick, Sasha is sick. The people just got the cure, so they still sick. They ain't fully cured yet. So they ain't back to health. Bob ends up getting shot. And I'm thinking to myself, I know goddamn well Bob is not gonna fill the medical shoes of Herschel. Like, come on now. Come on now, what y'all trying to do to me? He like, bam, shot. And then all of a sudden, they're like, look and see if it went through, see if it's a flesh wound. I'm like, Don't nobody care about the knowledge you got, Bob. Anyway, you know, I don't really care that the governor shot the girl. I really don't care that about the governor shooting the daughter because that was karma. But anyway, the governor and Rick is fighting each other. Bang, 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 bang. Then the governor gets Rick on the floor, and I'm thinking to myself, don't fucking tell me there's no show without Rick. You are not about to kill Rick. And I'm thinking to myself, because Rick looked fucked up, like, and he's choking him. You know he about to die, but am I acting what? Then all of a sudden, shank, a katana goes through the governor's back, through his stomach, his rib cage. Shout out to Michonne for getting your revenge. Then the only thing that coming up that Rick could think about was his son, Carl. Where's Carl? Andrew Lincoln is a phenomenal actor. He's like, Carl. Where's Carl? Carl. And then he goes and Michonne's like, I don't know. And then out of nowhere, you know, Michonne leaves the governor. I'm thinking to myself, why are you leaving him? I don't want his ass to come back. Kill him. Stab him. Chop his head off the way he did Herschel. You feel me? Daryl gets his revenge on the wannabe fucking Daryl, Mitch, by throwing a grenade into the tank and shooting Mitch in the heart with one of his bows. Tyrese is holding down the fort, and you know, this is the only episode where I really felt for Tyrese. I'm like, no, don't kill him. Don't kill him. There's so many people dying. Don't kill him. You know, Alicia carrying her ass off. The pop, 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 pop. The wannabe cop. She's so disoriented that she just walks away. She can't deal with all of the death and destruction. So Alicia rag-tagging Tyrese. And then out of nowhere, pop, pop. And I'm like, oh shit. Soon as the gun went off, I knew that was Lizzie. Then when the camera spanned on the 4 kids, and they like, y'all ain't taking my heart. Lizzie and little Lizzie sitting there with the guns, pop, pointed like what it is. Y'all want what? What? Auntie Carol told us, what? You ain't about to take this. And then the other two little kids, they can't take it, they run. And then I know Lizzie in her mind like a bunch of bitches. Then Alicia just sitting there, she's shocked, like, oh my God, kids got pistols. Lizzie is no holds barred. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Lizzie like, oh really? Pop! Shot her in the head, done. Alicia finished. She finished. And Tyrese is like, word. But you know what the funny thing is? I kind of feel like that little segment between the kids and Tyrese was Tyrese coming to blows. Like Tyrese being able to forgive Carol. Because if it wasn't for Carol, Tyrese would be dead. If you know, survival of the fittest. If it wasn't for Carol teaching these kids, Tyrese would have been gone. Tyrese would have been finished. Everybody's getting separated. Glenn is on the bus with all these people, all these no-names we don't know. So he's the new Rick of the bus. Maggie, Sasha, and Bob are left because Maggie went looking for Beth. Beth is stuck with Daryl. They're separated. Then you got Tyrese and the two kids. Carol, basically. This is irony. It's crazy. This fucking show is amazing. And then you have the phenomenal Andrew Lincoln looking for Chandler Riggs. Rick looking for Carl, his son. And he's screaming, Carl! You know, and he's attacked by, Rick is attacked by zombies, and then the zombies are shot down by Carl. And when the two of them come together, it's just so impactful. It's crazy, right? Acting, this is all acting, baby. This is all acting. I want y'all to feel the emotions, bitch. Adopt similar connections despite our differences. And when Carl is hugged by Rick, Rick is done. His body is done. Fatigue gone. He's finished. He's like, where's Judith? Where is Judith? Carl's like, I don't know. And then they see the baby seat, the baby car seat for Judith. They go to it and it's just filled with blood. And then the scene where Rick realized that Judith may be dead, the two of them, it was freaking phenomenal. And then, you know, Chandler, aka Carl, he loses it and just goes buck crazy on zombies, like pop, 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 pop. And then, you know, Rick is like, no, stop, Carl, it's over, it's done. We gotta go. And then, you know, Carl lets out his cry because he loses his sister, you know, and it's all acting, baby. Anyways, adopt these similar connections with me and loving this freaking show. The Walking Dead comes back February 9th, 2014. I don't know what I'm gonna do without this freaking show, but this episode was by far one of the best, you know, and it's one of the, and I tweeted in Instagram and I said, if you did not feel any kind of emotion watching The Walking Dead, you are not human at all. And then Vivid Mona tweeted me back talking about, I'm not human, it's time for new characters, fuck it. I'm like, what? How can you be so cold, chick? Vivid Mona, how could you be so cold? But shout out to everybody that was tweeting on my Mona account, my Team Mona Simone account, and my Aconnectiontv account. Y'all adopted similar connection with me and with Walking Dead. Walking Dead is a phenomenal show. I cannot wait for it to come back. Everybody split up. And, you know, shout out to Scott Wilson who played Herschel, an amazing actor. That speech was just a memorable one, period. And there's been some fine acting in this show. And to realize that Lauren and Andrew Lincoln, they have British accents. You do not hear their British accents when and the same thing for Idris Elba. Shout out to Idris Elba. He's gonna be playing Nelson Mandela. his British accent you just don't hear. But when they speak regularly, it's amazing. Like, these people are truly amazing, and I completely respect them. And you guys need to, what did y'all think about this episode, this mid-season finale? What did y'all think? Leave comments. Let's rap a taste. Follow me on Aconnectiontv on Instagram, because I videoed my anger and emotional ass on Instagram at Aconnectiontv, and follow me on Twitter at Aconnectiontv. Shout out to everybody that's loving and supporting the channel. Hopefully we get to 40 grand with subscribers by the new year. Happy anniversary, and Happy New Year to the channel. If we get to 40 G's, let's get to 40,000. Tell your friends, family, people to subscribe and love the channel. Check out the online store if you're into Aconnectiontv as a brand and you love Mona Simone as a character. We have t-shirts and clothing on the online store. Thank y'all so much for the support with that. I really do love entertaining you guys and making you guys feel and adopting similar connections despite our differences, because all of us have one life to live, and life can be very, very short, or it can be very, very long and fruitful. But I feel that living on this earth, we all need to be able to corroborate, communicate, love, adore, admire, inspire. And that's what I try to do through comedy, vlogging, my reviews, and everything that I do on this channel. So yeah, thank y'all so much for watching, and check out all my other videos coming out this week. Deuces.